Centerburg, I think, has been somewhat isolated longer than other small towns. And what I mean by that is, you got Mount Vernon. It's not a large city, but a larger city, and it's probably 20 miles, 15 to 20 miles to the east of us, and then to the west of us, Polaris, I guess. Sunbury's starting to grow, but to the west of us, it's really 20 years ago there was 40 miles before you got to Columbus. North, Mansfield's 30 miles away. South, Newark is 25, 30 miles away. And I remember driving through Centerburg when I worked at another district in the county. This was back in the late 80s. And Centerburg was very isolated. And I think that has caused Centerburg to be closer in many ways, more self-reliant.
And it was always nice to grow up with everybody, being able to talk to everybody. But I said, I think things are a little bit different now, because I noticed, like when we went in buildings in town, it was a small town like we are here, you always said hi to people. No matter if you were friends or not friends, you always said hi. But I noticed like the kids nowadays, they don't say hi.
I guess you would say it's the rumor mill. There's a part of the community that, I don't know, they just kind of they stick their nose in everybody's business and they talk about each other. And because everybody knows each other, they know, well, you know their sister and you know their brother did this and you know this guy. And so that part, and being in the school, I see it maybe more just because some of that comes our way. But this undergrowth of just mean rumor mongering, almost destroying people, And I don't know if that's unique small town or not. I don't know if big towns are that way. I think it's just because everybody knows everybody. It's probably more damaging. That's the biggest thing I don't like about this area, but I can tell you that's same in every small town is that way. That's just human nature. And it's probably that way in big towns too. It's just you don't know everybody. It's like you know them here.
Honestly, coming from a small town did help me in that fact, because there is a lot of small town gossip and, drama and things like that, seeing the same people over and over every single day.
Some of the positives I think that I've brought back, especially to our football program, is because I grew up in the program, and that's something that was very, very important to me. And because of the coaches I had and the way they took care of me, I hope that I've given that back to the guys that we've had at this point in time a little bit.
Come Friday night football season, you got to turn the lights off.
I think it's that way in any sport, though. That you see the community rallying around whatever sport is doing good at that time. And even when we're not having our best seasons, Centerburg travels well. I think we always, no matter, even if we're in a losing season, you show up and we still have the biggest crowd.
That goes back from way back. Your
yeah,
grandparents talked
and I
about
think
it. Didn't matter when they were winning 10 football. They were still going to football games.
We still carried the biggest crowds wherever we went. I think people just get behind their kids and are interested and involved in them.
Centerburg is a community of closely knit family members and just people you don't even, really talk to every day that just kind of come together. And it's a really great, inviting, greeting community that has a lot of great people and a lot to offer.
everywhere you go, you find somebody that either knows somebody that lives in Cinnaburg or is from Cinnaburg or has been. They know where we're at. I mean, we've gone on vacation to Disney World, and you run into people from home.
Really?
Or that have relatives here, or oh, I've got an aunt that lives there. So, and that's how it always was. It seemed like with my grandparents, they always knew, people everywhere they went. They met people that they knew from here. And it's not that big a place.
Right, yeah.
So
Not that many people.
Right. It's home. We've lived, I grew up the road on the farm there, and John lived over there in that house on the farm. Now we split them.
Yeah, here you are in between.
Met in the middle. This is where the boys are. Yeah, I can't imagine growing up in the city or raising my kids in the city.